Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Nick, and in today's session we are doing a 15-minute yoga practice specifically designed for relieving your lower back pain and easing some of your hip tension. Remember to listen to your body and move within your own comfort ranges. And let's start by setting an intention for today's practice, and remember to only go to your own limits. If you're new here and you find this helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get started. We're going to start in a cross-legged pose and make sure that you have your hips rested comfortably on the ground. And let's take a deep inhale, relax the shoulders, bring them down, lift the chest. And on your next inhale, let's walk your left hand all the way out. Bring that right arm up overhead and start to lean and feel that stretch in your side obliques and then your side hips. Just make sure your butt doesn't come up off the ground. And let's spend 20 seconds here just going from each side, inhaling and then exhaling, bringing yourself all the way back up. Really trying to find that breath. Inhale, exhale, coming back up. Let's do one more for each side here. And then we'll go ahead, transition yourself into a cat-cow position. And so from here, remember, inhale looking up, exhale rounding, tucking the butt under. Inhale, looking up overhead, and then exhale, rounding your back. Making sure you find a good rhythm here with the breath. Exhale. Remember, you're trying to keep that core engaged, not focusing on anything but the breath. Inhale, looking up, exhale, tucking your butt under. And let's do this one more time. Inhale, looking up, exhale, tucking under. And we're going to bend our toes, bend our feet, and get ready for your first bent knee downward facing dog. So let's push back with an exhale. Inhale, start to straighten that right leg, and then exhale, try to straighten that left leg. And then we're just going to pump these legs on the breath, trying to get the calves, the ankles, everything warmed up in that posterior chain. And then we're going to transition into our Sun Salutation A. So let's inhale, walk your hands to your feet, and slowly round up one vertebrae at a time. And so from here, let's inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. You're going to inhale into a flat back position, and then exhale, fold, and walk your hands 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, into a high plank, keeping those elbows in tight. Inhale into your chaturanga, and all the way up into your upward facing dog. And you can give yourself a little movement here in your back, and then exhale, tuck your toes, bend your knees, and push yourself back into a downward facing dog. And let's pump those legs again. And then walk your hands to your feet. And inhale, slowly bringing yourself up. Step our right foot forward and keeping your feet like they are on a train track. Let's inhale into your crescent lunge, warrior one position. And when your hands are extended, making sure that you keep this back leg straight. And so I want you to try to turn on that glute. If you got to pump it a couple times to squeeze that butt, pump it a couple times. We want to keep that glute turned on. And inhale. Once you're here, I want you to open your hands and open your hips towards the leg that's extended back.
And you feel how that's just a little bit of an opening right there in the chest and in the hips. Bring your legs back, and then you're gonna tilt that heel down, bend that knee into your warrior two position. And remember, you're keeping that leg straight. You got your big toe engaged. You're pushing through with the back pinky toe. Inhale, exhale, bring your elbow to your knee for side angle. Your right hand comes up. And then we'll straighten that leg, bring that right arm down for a triangle pose. And then inhale, like somebody's pulling you up by your left hand, come all the way up, and we'll do the reverse warrior. You can climb that hand all the way down, just making sure that you're not crunching your hip and your rib. So try to find that pull out of your obliques and out of your core. And then back to your warrior two position. And let's do that same thing to the other side. So we're going to transition. We're going to turn our right toes in, our left toes out. And then one more time, we're going to turn our right toes out, left heel stays where it's at, and now our legs are in a train tracked position. Drop that knee, inhale to that warrior one, and then straighten that leg. See if we can get that glute turned on. And then exhale, drop that right heel, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee for your side angle. Straighten that leg for a triangle pose. Inhale, exhale like somebody's pulling you all the way up. We're gonna get into our reverse warrior. And then inhale, bringing yourself back to that warrior two pose, coming back up. And then turn your hips into a wide-legged straddle. I want you to find your hands, get your thumb and your pointer finger right there at your hips. And I want you to try to feel your hips bend as you slowly inhale, exhale, bend forward. So you're gonna go halfway lift here. Keep your knees slightly bent. And then inhale, exhale. See if you can bring your hands to the ground and just explore what you're feeling here. You getting a little shake and bake in the ankles, shake and bake in the hamstrings. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. And let's try that one more time. So roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Inhale, exhale, halfway fold. Inhale, exhale. Try to touch the ground with your fingertips. See what you're feeling here. Explore this for 2 to 3 deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And then bring your hands back up to your hips. Use your hands to help you come back up if you need it. And then let's get ourselves back into the front or the back of your mat, depending on where you're at. I guess technically the back of your mat. And let's inhale. We're gonna do a full sun salutation to get back down to the ground. Exhale, come down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping 1, 2, 3. And slowly inhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're gonna bend your left knee all the way up into the sky, and we're gonna bend it into our chest and then drop it to the side for our pigeon pose. So once you're in your pigeon pose, I want you to think, you inhale, get the length. Exhale, bringing yourself all the way down onto your forearms and explore what do you have. Only go into your own limits here. And if you can, bringing your head down to the ground.
And then you're gonna inhale, bring yourself all the way up, tuck that right toe under, and bring yourself back into a downward facing dog. And then lift that right leg up nice and high, bend it into your chest, drop it down to the ground. You're gonna go same thing to the right side, pigeon pose. Forearms come down, your leg is nice and straight behind you. Breathing into that sensation. And then if you have it, exhale, bring your head, your forehead to the top of your hands. Give me 3 deep breaths down here. And then let's exhale, bring ourselves all the way up, tuck that toe under, and bring ourselves into a downward facing dog. And then exhale, you're gonna bring both knees down. And then really, let's try something different here. So, called a gate pose. So we're gonna get on our knees. And one thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, bring that foot all the way out. And if you can straighten that leg, by all means, do it. If you can really straighten that leg, really try yourself. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale, bring your arm all the way down that extended leg, and see if you can bring that left arm all the way up. So this is like a revolved or a modified triangle pose. And then come back up. Let's switch feet. Inhale, walk your left hand down the left leg, right arm comes up overhead. Breathe in here, bring yourself back. And then let's get set up for something called the fish pose. So fish pose, we're gonna go on our back and roll yourself down. 3, 2, 1. Give yourself a little hug first. There you go. And in fish pose, we're gonna try 2 different variations here. So we're gonna straighten our legs. And how you do this is the crown of your head goes to the back of your mat, and you lift your chest and your ribs up so you make a little baby back bend. So I'll show you here. So I'm up. And then exhale, rolling yourself all the way down. And if you want to do it more of a traditional pose, you can cross the legs, or if you have the hip mobility, you can do a lotus pose. But I'm going to cross the legs here. Bring the crown of my head back. Lift the chest up. And really, I like this variation where the elbows are here to help you lift the chest. And then exhale, slowly roll yourself all the way back. And again, be mindful that exercise could be a little bit tough on your neck, or it might be just what you need. So bend those knees back into your chest. Let's straighten the legs all the way out. And let's give ourselves a deep breath, or 5 deep breaths for Shavasana. Inhaling, exhaling, and trying to bring yourself back to that intention that you set before the practice. And try to make that your mantra for the day. So give yourself a couple deep breaths in Shavasana. And then you can stay here as long as you want. For the sake of the video, I'm going to come back up with an exhale. Namaste.